Yesterday, there was a horrible experience by thousands of people trying to just get home to get some rest and return to work today. And, you know, why should somebody spend hours and hours on end because of a rainfall that has taken place? Let's take a look at this report that we have on the happenings last night. We'll come back and we'll delve right into the conversation.
Barely a week after heavy rains left many parts of Accra, including homes, streets, and markets inundated by floods, another 30 minutes of rain has caused a significant gridlock on the Kasoa stretch. Motorists have been stuck in traffic for hours due to the floods. The West Hills Mall area was equally disturbed by the floods. Some motorists shared their frustrations with Citi News.
I speak on behalf of all meaningful Ghanaians who live in Kasoa and work in Accra and do daily commutes. The rain will fall today, no, Sanda, as I'm speaking to you, I cannot go home. I am roaming in some side trying to find a friend who has a place available for me to crash. And I don't even know how I'm going to make it to work tomorrow. If I'm going to make it to work tomorrow, it means I have to hang around at my friends till maybe 11 or 12 or 1 a.m. and move to my house. Because I'm not carrying any spare clothing, Umaru. It's serious. I hear from McCarthy Hill, that stretch through to Obinfo to Barrier, is completely flooded. I mean, I got to Mallam Junction and the traffic I saw there, it's not moving. The road, the flyover to the Kasoa part is not moving. Sanda Chale, with the tire. Every time it rains. Look, Mondays I have to leave the house 4 a.m., 3:30. I mean, because if you don't, with this bad road and the weather when it rains, then it's bad. Boss, please help us. Bring some pressure onto the authorities because they have completely neglected such a key road.
This is Barrier. If you are heading towards Kasoa, yes, so I can't go home. I'm swimming in the water. Oh, lawyer, this one there you have to come in tomorrow.
The Ghana Meteorological Agency has predicted heavy rains in the coming days. They've cautioned the public to follow their daily forecasts to plan their day and avoid being caught up in the weather.
Yeah, Bernardo, good morning. I greeted good evening when I set off when I was in traffic around 7 p.m. and it's 2 o'clock and I'm still on the road, just about 10 minutes to the house. It's taking me 9 hours to drive from Accra to Millennium City. Assuming I was even going to Wasabekwai, I would have even arrived already. This is what happens on a rainy day like this because of some useless assembly that we have and either some of our indigenes who are just recalcitrant in this sand-winding thing at Atala. For how long are we going to continue this nonsense? You guys have a bigger platform. I have seen this happen since 2008, and I'm just imagining when we will rise up as a country to ensure this nonsense will stop. It is pathetic. Imagine driving for 9 hours. I counted close to 13 broken vehicles on the road, 13 various models. I mean, for how long, Bernard? For how long? Anyway, let me just go and try and catch some sleep because I will have to be up in some few hours to start the day again. Enjoy your sleep. Good morning.
This is Ghana. This is Accra. Some of our colleagues who work with us here at Citi could not get home last night. had to sleep in different alternative places. Some people slept in their cars because, quite literally, a 9-hour experience of an engine running, even if you have a half tank, it will empty. So think about what that even means. Half tank will empty after 9 hours. I'm livid, but let me ask Paul what he thinks about this conversation.
Very good. Once again, good morning and good morning to our viewers. You are livid. In my state, I don't know how to describe it because yesterday, while standing at Circle, waiting for taxi, or should I say boat, it was hell. I saw pregnant women walking through the floods. I saw parents, with their school kids walking through it. It was just sad, to say the least. And I think it is safe to say that as of this morning, Ghana is a failed state. And I say so with no regret whatsoever. Look, how many years have we been going through flooding in Accra? I mean, since the 1930s, we started experiencing these things. Down to our level, 1955, a major disaster occurred. 1960, 63, 1973. These are major disaster years, the ones I'm giving you. 1986, 1991, 1995, 1999, 2001, 2002, 2010, 2011, and most vividly of all, 2015, where we lost a whopping 154 Ghanaians losing their lives
needlessly
and properties. And even in 2015, till date, that's been 9 years down the line. What has changed? Just a couple of years ago, not even a couple of years back, let's just go back to last year, somewhere June 2023, I think 21st June. Accra was flooded. 8 people died. 8. So it's as though we wait for people to die or properties to be lost, and then we come back, with our usual lip service. We are doing everything. We are encouraging our engineers and people who are living in waterways to move it. Cut the crap. Where is the leadership? So it's always the case that we come in, of course, the optics, and then we attempt to sympathize with the victims and come again with lip service here and there, that the engineers will be distilling the gutters and what have you. Excuse me, how many years have we been doing this? And what has been the end result? So I think that I am perfectly right at this point to go back to my earlier statement and say that indeed Ghana is a failed state. Because as it stands, we attempt to be reactive instead of being preventive over the period. I keep saying this all the time, that when issues erupt, instead of us to sit as stakeholders and fine-tune proper solutions, pragmatic solutions, we come back, as always, with the lip service that, we are going to call on the engineers to see how best we can resolve the issue. To what end? Today, we are here talking about the gridlock at Kasoa. All right? We know the major flood-prone areas in Accra. Listen, Adabraka is one of them. Circle is one of them. Race Junction is one of them. Shiashi, and then the Ponglo Enclave is also one. Then you come to Chado areas. They are also one. And then you come to SCC Kasoa stretch, all right? The Weja Mallam stretch is also one. Odoko, Kaneshi, Circle, all these places are flood-prone areas that our attentions, must be geared towards. But we always wait as usual. When it happens, then we see politicians and government officials coming in to attempt to speak to the victims as if to say they are going to find a final solution. But I can bet you, with my last coin here, that come next year, I'm not being a prophet of doom though, we will still come and talk about floods in Accra.
Now, Paul, before you continue, so the challenge that I have is that a place like this Kasoa Road that we're talking about, the cause of what happened last night was in large part due to the erosion from the hill at the toll booth.
Right.
And the overflow of silt onto the road. Now, we've known this thing for at least 20 years, that people have been winning sand off that hill, and we've been speaking against it. Now, it kind of feels like the city is ungoverned, because when you see a potential problem coming and you do nothing about it, then who's in charge?
So, Kwaku, I think that it goes to affirm, or if you like, confirm my earlier statement that we have failed as a nation, all right? Leadership crisis here and there. Because, listen, if indeed we had any form of solution for what we are experiencing, we should have had this solution, in fact, decades ago.
Yeah.
We should have had that foresight. We should have anticipated these things recurring, all right? And then we curb it there. We all know the situation with McCarthy Hills, all right? And every now and then when it rains, we're hoping and expecting that, especially with the toll booth area, our engineers, our road contractors would have had that vision, would have, had that that thing in mind, even prior to the construction. But what do we see? Almost every now and then, that particular spot is where the floods occur. And the sand, washes all the way and then blocks the entire road. Left gets flooded, right gets flooded, nobody goes, and then nobody comes. And that is why someone was complaining that they've been in the traffic for what? 9 hours.
Yeah.
Imagine the fear. All right? If you were running for 9 hours, I just even assume you are traveling from Accra to, say, Kumasi.
Yeah.
How many hours do you spend? And then look at the volume or the amount of fuel that you have to buy in order to travel from Accra to Kumasi. And the same with Kasoa, being in traffic, or having your engine running for 9 hours. Just imagine. All right, so our duty bearers really have failed us. And I think that it is time as a nation that collectively, maybe the Ghana Institute of Engineers can come up with some form of solution that for this, enough is enough.
Yeah.
We are resolving, and then we are going to clear anything that is in the way of water, demolish all the structures if need be. The usual desilting of gutters must also be done.
Yeah.
And then there should be that political will on the part of our so-called leaders in getting these things resolved.
Captain?
Yeah, I want to, on a lighter note, when there are no rains, we cry. When the rains come, we are crying. Who are we?
Cry babies.
If I was God, I don't know what I would do for these Ghana people. When no rain, we'll go and stand at Akosombo and be praying for the rains and the water to come. When there is no rain, and when the rains are coming, we are still crying. Look, in the Bible, did you read a number of times? Everything that became successful in the Bible, the successful men, they planned. There was planning. You don't just, nothing, things don't happen by chance. So you have to plan it well. Look, the floods, it's very unfortunate and heartbreaking. The correction is not all, let me make a correction here. It was not, the people you saw there, they were not people who were only going home. there were people who were also going to work.
Night shift.
Yes.
Yeah.
And these are essential service workers, nurses, doctors. So if there was a special case
Security
and a
people.
doctor had to come and attend to you, you are done.
The doctor is stuck in traffic.
Yes, you are done. That's how sadly, I mean, the issue about security officers too, police officers, I mean, you know, they can just be up there upstream and the water is coming and they can't go, and
Even
that is the
ambulance
end of
service.
it. Look, during this time, let's also think about mothers. You know there are hold up centers in Accra, so they'll keep the children till about 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Late closing mothers will go for their kids. Imagine a mother in traffic thinking about what is happening to their child, where the hold up center is. When the hold up center too is within a place like this, and you can't do anything about it, but you are just praying to God that your child is safe for 9 hours.
I'm even picturing
a mother.
I'm even picturing a situation where the gentleman who says, I've been in traffic for 9 hours.
Right.
And imagine a mother being in traffic for 9 hours.
With a baby.
And the child is at a creche.
Yes.
And she was on the way to go and pick up
5
the
p.m.
child.
you said?
Yes, around
So
5 p.m. And
that's
then
the
they are
time
stuck
some
in
of
this
the
traffic.
teachers-
What's going to happen?
Yes.
Where are the teachers going to do with the kids? And can the teachers even leave?
And even on board the trotro or the public transport, if you want to use a washroom and you were in such a situation, and or a child, a baby can't wait.
Yes.
I mean, a toddler,
Yeah.
3 years, 5
You
years,
can't wait.
wants to use a washroom,
Yeah.
and you were in such a situation.
Goodness.
An adult can hold on, but a child. This is the punishment that people might have gone through yesterday. Then the cost, I mean, like my brother was saying, fuel, you have a quarter tank. Oh, maybe when I get to the next fuel pump station, I'll get some
It
fuel.
takes you 5 hours to
And
get
you
to the
face
next
this
police
one.
station.
And if you run out of fuel in such a situation, you are done. Let's think about the disabled
Yeah.
and the aged
Yeah.
who are living alone.
Yeah.
They live somewhere, but they live alone. Their children have to go to work, and they are alone in the house and face such a situation. I'm talking about disabled persons. Have we thought of them? The aged, people who have served this country, but went home with nothing, virtually nothing. And we leave them to their fate. Then think also about the homeless, those who sleep under the bridges at Circle. Some people are not sleeping there because they are lazy. Don't get it twisted. Some people serve this country. They labored, but that's their end.
You've come upon hard
Now,
times.
what do we do as we go forward? We need to do a proper redesign. With our city redesign is important. People might suffer, but we have to do it. You see, when you take our old plan, my father's site plan, AME, even Nungwa was under AME. But there were plans. Over the years, they did redesigning. Let's check it. If the redesigning is correct, fine. But if you have built in a waterway, please, what we have to do, look, wetlands, Sakumo.
Yeah.
Look at the Sakumo.
Yeah.
You see, excuse me to say, some people think God is stupid. These Ramsar sites, I mean, they were supposed to hold the water and breathe it down.
Yeah.
People are pushing rocks in there, and we are losing it. And the authorities, they pass there every day.
No, but look at Bechile.
Yes, they pass there every day. They see it.
Mean,
we are wicked people.
Dansoman. Yeah.
We are very wicked on ourselves.
Wetlands, Prambors, all
Look,
those places.
If you got a heartless person and a traditional believer, you said the Sakumo should rise to those people. Why do you do this? What sort of sense is in your head that you see waterway, then you are blocking it and building to block it?
Yeah, but I think that the worst of all is the leaders who watch and concern.
Look,
the leaders
I was
who
actually
are
going to the next
complicit.
point. The MMDAs, the engineers over there. We shouldn't interdict or sack them. You have to jail the guy. He should be jailed. And I'm calling on the president, all authorities. Look, let's jail those guys. You are giving permit to a place that when you look on the plan, you know one thing, there was a road issue at Praku Estate. When the engineer came from the East Municipal Assembly, the plan he had, the social center and the places that I saw, he had everything on the paper. So it means they see it and they decide to deliberately do us in. I pay you for you to be wicked on me.
Wow.
I mean, so they should not only be sacked, but they should be jailed 10 years, 15 years for giving permit to places
The engineers
where
often,
you knew very well.
We're going to go for a quick break, but before we do that, the engineers often complain of political interference.
Enough of the political, enough of that excuse. I'm telling you that we will not lump everything to politicians. For Christ's sake, I'll tell you, politicians are involved. But I'll free the NDC and NPP at this point, that every day we flog them. The people who are working at the municipal assemblies, they are also involved. They are corrupt. They are madly corrupt. So bad corrupt. I mean, you see that they see it and they enhance it. Look, let me give you a very simple place. Opposite Labadi Beach Hotel. There are some structures, the gas pumps. Look at what they have done to my patient. Look, as a child, when I'm in a truck going to Accra, I used to admire, you see people fishing on the patient.
Yeah.
What are you telling me? After you give permit, were they sleeping? Why the people build the thing at dawn? And even if the build it at dawn, what happened in the morning? NADMO should also identify some safety belts. That in situations like this, people can climb up somewhere and stand there.
Right.
Let's equip our meteo services. Look, sometimes when they give the information, it happens right. Majority of the time when they give you that it will rain today, that's the day that the sunshine will be bad. So let's also start
If you want
harvesting.
talk to me directly.
As you talk to them directly.
Talk to me directly, I'm here.
Never mind. Let's also actually start harvesting water upstream. Like I told you, when the water is not there, you are praying for rains. When it comes, then you are crying. Why? Because you didn't plan it well. If you had some reservoirs upstream, connected well underground, when the water starts upstream, you don't even just allow it to go. You harvest it, treat it, and then pump it to those areas at Adenta and the rest, big places where the water is not. I mean, let's move to the next step. It's not about the old one. We just open up and then the water goes into the sea. No, it is look at our topography. It comes from upstream. The other day I was standing around transition and I'm watching the water, heavy load of water. I'm like, we will not trap this water, even if for nothing at all, washing or actually flashing our washroom, pumps. I mean, let's do something. And finally, the irony is that, look, when these things start, instead of looking at the issues, picking officials who were sleeping, individuals who have built in waterways, we politicize it. Please, floods didn't start today. Like my brother gave it years back. The flooding situation is older than Ghana. The name Ghana itself. If you want to solve it, start something. Let us start from somewhere. Let's do the national discussion. Let's see the engineers, like he said. We have serious engineers associations. Let's come together, identify the problem, and fix it. The talking is too much.
Thank you.